we do now is we hear from you. And you can go to SpeakPipe. Oh, wait, you don't go to SpeakPipe. You leave a SpeakPipe on wiseandnerdy.com/calldad. And Joe, what have you got lined up? And I know John kept trolling Dad jokes while we're getting ready for the show.
All right. Yes, we've got a bunch from Devocite. We're going to start off, though, with one from Cousin Mike.
Hey, guys. Cousin Mike calling in. You're kind of talking about One Piece in one of the recent episodes and talking about the new The One Piece produced by Netflix. And it's not just a reshoot or like a repacing. It is a full, from the ground up, reanimation. They're redoing all the animation to be closer to the art style of Oda, the creator of One Piece. And as someone who is current on One Piece and has followed it for almost my entire life because it's as old as I am, right. This is a good thing. But the One Piece anime, the original, is fantastic. Highly recommend it. But if you need a repacing that's not as long, that takes out all the fluff and filler, there is a fan project that's already out there that has basically already done this called One Piece because they repaced the show. Anyways, you can find it out there. It's free. Anyways, have a good one, guys.
Thanks, Cousin Mike.
Nice.
But yeah, over 1,100 episodes. That takes a hot minute to watch, sir.
Yeah, sure does. All right, this one is from Devo, and it says it's to Cousin Mike.
This is for Cousin Mike, and you were asking about what kind of upgrade to get. And my recommendation is 1 gig fiber. And then call in and tell Charles how wonderful it is, because he would love to hear about someone else getting 1 gig fiber. By the way, even if you don't get 1 gig fiber, call in anyway and tell him that you got 1 gig fiber, because it just brings, we'll just call it joy. Yeah, that's what it is. Joy to his heart to know that someone else has 1 gig and he doesn't.
That's my white whale, man. That's my unicorn. I can't.
I'll tell you, I don't even want 1 gig fiber. I just want symmetrical down and up. That's all I want.
I want parity, but I do want 600 minimum. But yeah,
I mean that'd be nice, but like I'd take more than the 10 up that I get.
Oh, sorry, you made me hurt. Check out T-Mobile. Why is it nerdy where Fatherhood finds T-Mobile?
Did I mention before the show that I live in a really rural area? I got one choice, and that's it.
Yeah,
and it's one choice, and it's no good.
Well, move on down to Chattanooga, where it's got the best internet in the world.
I'll see where I'm at.
I mean, why do you live in the Great White North? It sounds like you could work from anywhere.
Because it's where I grew up, and I've tried to leave, and I ended up back here for a long time. And when I finally got a job good enough to be able to go wherever I want, I bought a house. So,
I mean, Chattanooga is not as hot as Atlanta. He's right. That'd be close enough. And then when I come up to get Slurpees, we could hang out. So
there you go.
All right, here we go. Another one from Devo.
Joe, when you were talking about finding a hobby, and when Phil jumped in and suggested making whiskey, immediately my thoughts went to Breaking Bad, and then I thought of you, Joe, the Heisenberg of the Mormon world. That it'd be like a Baptist brewery. I don't even know where to go with that. Only Phil would come up with that. I'm actually surprised that he didn't suggest you take up gardening and growing your own herbs for, giving to your close associates and friends for sampling and consumption. Now, I would suggest as a hobby, starting a family, which is a lot of fun. It's very expensive, but it's a lot of work. Oh, that's right. You've got a family. Never mind.
So I'm down for the Mormon whiskey, and the symbol's going to be a burning bush, because it's like the burning bush, but in your belly.
Oh man. All right,
Morning
here's another
whiskey.
one from Devo.
So, Charles, you were talking about your motorcycle, taking it apart and having some spare bolts. Just to let you know that engines, when they're put together, are put together with spare parts, and this is a normal thing. So good for you. You found them. Now, the next person won't be so lucky, but you have them, they don't. And if you don't have any more, well, too bad.
Now, did you mark the bad dad jokes?
He told me there weren't any bad dad jokes this time.
All right. But, spare engine, that was almost a bad dad joke there.
All right, we got two more.
Phil talking about printers. About 12 years ago at my old job, I was throwing something away in the dumpster, and there in the bottom was a inkjet box, and next to it, a laser jet. I jump in, pull it out, take it home. It has a document feeder. It has fax. Ooh, exciting, right? And so I get it put back together, plug it into my home network, and boom, it worked great. It has worked now great for 12 years.
Holy
And
crap, dude.
I'm just never disappoints me. My wife, she wanted color. We got a inkjet. They disappoint. So for Christmas last year, we got a color laser jet, and she's been super excited, very happy. For all the headaches that I had to put up with, because I'm the technician, so I got to know all this stuff. I just got a laser jet. It's on the network. She's happy. And yes, USB. It works great when it works, and when it doesn't, it is a nightmare.
My wife got a printer a couple years back, and it's one of those ones where you actually pour the ink in, like you can visibly see when it's getting low.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she is absolutely loving it. So,
Dun, 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 dun.
all right, and one
I'm
more.
fishing for
from
those
Devo.
sponsorships tonight, man.
Keep doing the
Talking about
jingles.
strange problems. I do.
Oh, what's that?
I was just playing like, you know what else I love? Golden Arches. Get your Big Mac today.
Oh man.
You talking about strange problems. I do feel like my life has been a long episode of Stranger Things without the demonic presence. But
That's good, I guess.
my brother gave me a 91 Nissan Stanza. Long story on how I was given it, but suffice to say, it did have one strange issue. You would be driving down the highway, and suddenly the speedometer would go down to 0. And when this happened, a rate limiter would kick in, and you could not go over 62 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour. The only way to correct this was to turn off the engine. So I would just simply turn off the engine
While driving?
and then turn it back on. It was a clutch, so the engine never stopped spinning, and of course would just ignite right up and start driving again, and the speedometer would kick right back up. But it became more and more common, and so finally I bought a replacement speedometer, and it was just a defect. I did loan it to a friend one time and told him this is what happens, told them what they needed to do, and they did it, and they reported, yep, it did that, and they were able to reproduce my fix, if you will, while driving, though they said it made them a bit nervous, but after they did it once, I think they did it 2 or 3 times, and but they were thankful for the car.
So even replacing the speedometer, it didn't fix the problem. It's interesting. I did that on a motorcycle at 75 miles an hour. That was fun.
No, thank you.
So I once had a car where, well, it was a car the church owned, and we were restricted on how many miles we could go per month on it. And this is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done. Was I decided on the freeway, I'll just turn the car off because then the odometer's not going right. So then
That's how those work.
and
Wait,
so,
if you go backwards, it'll roll
Yeah.
the odometer backwards.
Just drive everywhere in reverse.
and then also goes the power steering and everything else. Yeah, I didn't do that very much. And after I did it once, and I was like, yeah,
wait. How many times did you do it, Joe?
Just the once.
You said very much.
Yeah, because I learned
that just once. You're make baby Jesus cry if you lie on Wise and Nerdy. Come on.
Oh man, but it started back up, which was good, and we got to going. But yeah,
look,
probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done.
Car gremlins are always weird.
I mean, life is so much easier with automatic cars, but you can solve a lot of problems with stick shifts real fast. You start it up, work, doesn't matter. Roll it down the hill, pop the clutch. Good to go.